Good evening, everyone, and thank you for watching the Barry Beat podcast live here on 802 Scoop on the streaming live from the Inside Scoop Studios, Main Street, Barre, Vermont. Tonight, we've got a special guest talk to us about Pack the Pantry.
Whew. Thank goodness that's what you wanted to talk about, because I know all about that.
No, we won't talk about what we really want to talk about. I mean, so here's the fact is that, you know, this is a really trying time for folks, right?
Yeah.
The government has been shut down. How many days, Liam?
32.
32 days. So 32 days, which means that SNAP benefits are not being done.
Yeah.
And for folks that don't know what that is, that's the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which we used to all refer to as food stamps. Mm-hmm. And that helps people to buy food who don't have a lot of money. And so there's this dearth of, you know, there's no way to get food. And one of the things that we have to during these trying times is rely on our nonprofits. And one of those, which has been here since when? How long have you guys?
The late 1800s.
Late 1800s.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The Salvation Army. And I'll let you take it from here to give us a little spiel about, you know, the Salvation Army.
Well, the Salvation Army was actually created in London, England in 1865 by William Booth, who was a Protestant minister who decided that he wanted to evangelize to the downtrodden and indigent in London. And he actually spread his ministry throughout London in pubs and bars. You know, the movement grew to taking care of the homeless and moved across from Great Britain to the United States. And the Salvation Army in Barre, Vermont has been around for well over 100 years. We operate on Keith Avenue in Barre, and we do a variety of different things. A lot of people don't quite understand all of the things that the Salvation Army does. Obviously, first and foremost, we are a Bible teaching Christian church, but aside from that, we have a social services division. We have a disaster relief division. In fact, we are the largest social services provider in the nation. We spend more on social services every year than any other nonprofit, and we're the second largest disaster relief organization in the nation, right behind the American Red Cross. And so, you know, we do those things, and we also have a World Services organization that I'm sure as you were growing up, your mom may have said, "Clean your plate, Michael. The pygmies in New Guinea don't have extra. Eat your food," right? Your mom was always telling you about the starving pygmies in New Guinea. The Salvation Army works worldwide doing feeding programs and clean water programs in areas where even the basic necessities are scarce.
So I will tell you, my mom never said the pygmies.
Okay.
She said the starving children in Africa.
Starving children in Africa, just the same, but the same idea. And you know, so those are the things that we do.
Clearly, I took her words.
Yeah,
to heart.
yeah, I don't think you ever had a plate that didn't need cleaned up at the end of it, maybe. Did I
Goodness,
say that
I
out
can't
loud?
believe you just
I'm
said
sorry.
that.
I didn't. Look, I'm in the same boat, Michael. Nobody had to tell
Don't
me.
backtread. Don't be like backpedaling now after your very offensive comments.
I'm sorry.
Very offensive
I will never
comments.
be invited back.
I don't think so.
No, absolutely not. Oh my goodness.
We're only
We like
6
that.
minutes in the show.
We're joking now, but you're here for a very serious.
It is a serious time.
topic.
You know, we do operate a food pantry in Barre. We also have one in Burlington. We have one in Rutland, Vermont as well. And you know, my particular job with the Salvation Army is not connected to Barre. I'm actually the service unit manager for Vermont and New Hampshire, and that is the Army raises money across all zip codes across the United States. but they're very adamant that money raised in a particular area benefits the people of that area. And so because you can't have a brick and mortar building in every little town across Vermont and New Hampshire, we have what we call service units, and those service units are provided a budget every year to do social services in their community, and they're run by either volunteers or community action programs that we partner with, or other churches that we partner with. So there are 44 service units in Vermont and 66 in New Hampshire, and I manage all of them. So
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I do a lot of driving. a lot of driving. But it goes to show you that it's not just Barre. It's Northfield, and it's Randolph, and it's all of the towns across Vermont and across New Hampshire where the Army reaches. And this particular time at our food banks and our food pantries, we are seeing really, really rapid registration, because we do require people to register with us in order to use the pantry. And we're seeing people that we haven't seen in a long time show up all of a sudden. And we're seeing numbers that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. I was in Rutland last week, and the gentleman that runs that particular food pantry had an appointment, and I was there to kind of open it up, and it opens at 9 o'clock, and one of my service units called me about 8:45, and I got involved in a conversation, and the office that I sit in is not viewable from the front doors, and all of a sudden it was 10 after 9, and I was like, oh my goodness, and I went out. There were 23 people standing in the parking lot waiting to get in to use the food pantry.
So what are the times for the food pantry in Barre? And if you could tell us the location, times, and where would one register?
The food pantry in Barre is at 25 Keith Avenue.
So, and for folks that don't know where that is, that's basically right across the street from the old Dr. Murrow's, and also right across the street from Summer Street apartments.
Yes, right there.
It's the white building,
And
correct?
I knew you were going to ask me about the times and the dates that they're open. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, from 10 to noon. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 to noon, they're open. So,
Yep.
of course, there's Barre Salvation Army on Facebook, and if you go to salvationarmyusa.org and type in Barre, it will have all of the information that you need.
So one of the really awesome things is that you get to participate in a charitable event every single year, which is
Pack the Pantry, Stuff a
Pantry.
Truck.
Yeah.
And it's our 24th year coming up this year. And
Wait 1 minute.
yeah.
How old are you?
27.
Okay.
Okay. So you were 3 when we started.
When you started, there you go.
It is our 24th year.
We have to go back to his age quite a bit because I feel old around him.
I know.
He's.
I know.
I think he's technically. Wait, no. Yes, he's old enough or young enough to be a kid of mine. I could have spawned him.
A struggling disc jockey on the radio in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I had to do the public service programming every week, which was the half-hour-long program that people seem to want to listen to now all the time. But back then, it was on a music station, and it was generally an interview with some real boring person, and we aired it at 5:30 in the morning on Sunday just to get it out of the way so that we could keep our FCC license. It was part of our thing to do community service. And so I interviewed the Salvation Army captain in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and we talked about angel trees and all the things that he had to do, and all the things that the Army did. And we talked about the food pantry, and at that time, I was making less than the guy who was running the fry-later at McDonald's, doing radio at night, and had an apartment and shared a rent with another staffer on the radio station, and that staffer got fired. And all of a sudden I had all of the expenses all on myself, and I was the nighttime jock, and after the interview was over, he said, "Why don't you come down to the Salvation Army and why don't I give you a tour and show you the things that we do?" And not wanting to be rude, I was a young guy, certainly wasn't at the top of my, important things to do, but I said, "Yeah, sure." So I went down and he showed me, and at that time, I had a bottle of ketchup in my refrigerator and a box of baking soda, and I had just gotten paid. And that meant I had to wait another 15 days to get paid again, and I had about $3.27 to my name because of all of the bills coming down on me and everything else. And so I went down, and he showed me around, and everything was great. And just as I was about to leave, he said, "Just a moment." And he stepped behind 2 doors. And he came back through the door, and he was holding 2 bags of groceries. And he said, "Something is telling me that you need these." Now, I was playing Mr. Big Shot radio night guy. I never alluded to any problems that I was having. Never let on that I was going through what I was going through somehow, some way. He knew. And he handed me those 2 bags of groceries. It's the one and only time I've ever taken anything like that in my entire life, and that started my relationship with the Salvation Army. In 2006, I was named the advisory board chair of the Barre Corps here in town. That is a post that I held here up until 2021, when the Army hired me full-time and said, "You can't work for us and be our advisory board chair at the same time." So, I had to kind of give that up. But 24 years ago, I came to Barre to take over WORK, the
Hold
radio
up.
station.
You can't just,
Yeah.
we gotta flush that part out
Yep,
first.
sure.
So, for folks that don't know, that means you haven't lived in Barre
Yeah.
that long. WORK was 107.1
Work FM.
WORK, Work
Yeah.
FM.
Yeah.
And which eventually became Frank.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what it is now.
It's still Frank.
It's still Frank. But at the end of the day, it was WORK.
Yeah.
And
Very long history with that set of call letters, and
yeah,
was
and that's
on-
where you get your name, right? Is that
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your disc jockey name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
jockey.
you can't be a struggling disc jockey, be on the radio, and write bad checks at the same time and still keep your job.
That's valid.
So that's why
valid.
you choose another name. Okay, that's just how it works.
Word to the wise. Word to the wise. When you're bouncing the checks, make sure you have a false name
That's
when
it.
you're
yes.
in the public.
No, it's well, originally, yes, not anymore. Not for. I spent 35 years in the radio business. I started when I was 14 years old, and I was probably 19, maybe 20 the last time I wrote a bad check. So it's been a long time, but it does give you a little bit of anonymity. There are things that you say that people disagree with. You're never going to make everybody happy. Some people get very, very mad. I'll never forget the year that it was July 4th weekend, and I was on the radio talking about it's July 4th weekend, and we're going to go home, and we are going to barbecue the wazoo. We're going to throw everything possible on the grill this weekend and have a great time. And I got this call from this woman who was just like, "I am incredibly offended. I'm vegan," and da 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 da.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It does get that crazy. And so you kind of have to have a thick skin, and you kind of have to just kind of roll with the punches. But when you're a married guy who has children and everything else, the name gives you a little bit of anonymity, and that way, that's how it works. But I started in Barre, Vermont, and I was very, very new on the job. And the Salvation Army captain came up the hill to Jake Street, where the radio stations used to be, and said, I want to talk to you about our Angel Tree program and toys for kids and yada, yada, yada. And I had come here from Gainesville, Florida. And I had actually done a truck event there. Gainesville, Florida has a metro population when the college kids are in town of about 650,000 people. Just as a testament, I was on the #1 radio station in the marketplace down there. And in our first year in Barre, Vermont, doing Pack the Pantry, we raised about 1.5 times what we raised in Gainesville, Florida.
Wow.
Not anywhere near the same population. And so that tells you that we truly do live in a special place where we do take care of each other. We're worried about neighbors and friends and family and coworkers and our kids' friends and, church friends and all of those other things. But I came here and after being on the job not very long at all, the Salvation Army captain came up the street to talk to me about the Christmas holiday program and toys for kids and angel trees. And I said, well, I'd like to show you something. And I laid it out for him. And he went, yes, let's do this. And we talked about getting a tractor trailer and setting up a broadcast around it and going live and around the clock until we fill it. And the folks that I worked for at the time said to me, well, I don't know about a tractor trailer. Maybe we get a U-Haul. And I went, no, you're not thinking big enough. Okay? Well, if we get a U-Haul, I'm like, no, look, I don't want to do it if we're going to do a U-Haul. Okay? And so we got the tractor trailer and we set up at the Berlin Mall. And the first year there were no Blue Compass RVs for us to stay warm in, okay, or catch a cat nap for 45 minutes as we're taking shifts throughout the night. We slept actually in the back of the tractor trailer. And at the time I had a female morning co-host, and we both slept in the back of the tractor trailer, and we hung a sheet in between us so that we both could have some sort of privacy. And we went to JCPenney's in the Berlin Mall, and we bought 2 king-size bed sheets, and we sewed them together. And then with black Krylon spray paint, we painted Stuff a Truck across the sheets. And then we taped it and hung it with ropes onto the side of the truck. And the next morning at 5 a.m. we started. And the rest is history, 24 years later. It has grown into the largest food and funds drive for the Salvation Army in New England. Bigger than anything they do in Portland or New Hampshire or Maine or anywhere else.
Wow.
And every year it gets bigger and it gets bigger. And we're just so happy that this time of year has come around. Through the work of 3 or 4 really hard days, we're able to fund the Salvation Army Emergency Food Shelf in Barre for the entire year. And to have that kind of impact on an organization is pretty incredible when you think about it. But over the years, we've grown. We have people who heard the message very early on and had no connection really to the radio stations or to me or to anything. They just showed up and wanted to help. And they became volunteers early on, and they come back year after year after year, and our volunteer base has grown and grown and grown to this big family. And I'm just a guy with a big mouth. I just rally people together to come together and do something great, and it's the people that make this thing work. All the volunteers and all the people who decide to clean out their pantries and all the people who pick up a couple extra items while they're out shopping for their Thanksgiving dinners. And all of that food stays, 100% of it right here. And it goes to the emergency food shelf, and it gets used in a variety of ways, supplemental bags of groceries to the elderly and to single moms and dads who are trying to get back on their feet, to folks who are just barely making it. I mean, you have to understand, we're in this inflation crisis, and we have been since COVID. And to you and I, it really sucks that, milk is what it is, or eggs cost what they are, and you go to the grocery store and you get through the line at checkout, and she says that will be, and she tells you the amount of your grocery list that you just purchased, and you're like, excuse me? I'm sorry, what? So do you accept financing?
Can I make payments on this?
And for us, it's a big deal. Now imagine if you and your family were in crisis. Yeah. Imagine if you were in crisis before the inflation hit, and how difficult that is. And now we have people who are choosing between food and medicine, food and heat, food and rent. We have moms and dads who are cutting the milk to make it go farther, so that the kids have something to eat. And there's a new study out of the University of Vermont just a couple of years ago. 2 in 5 Vermonters over the course of a year will deal with food insecurity at some point. 2 in 5. That's an amazing number. And we also, now, thanks to the crisis that we're going through in Washington, we know how many people are on SNAP, and just locally how many people are depending on that. And so we want to take that away. We want to take that anxiety away.
Barre, right? Isn't it like 1,900 people are affected?
Yeah, 1,900 people affected just in Barre. And what's the population of Barre?
8,400?
Yeah. So that's why Pack the Pantry is really, really important. And there are a variety of ways that people can contribute. There are a variety we love volunteers if you want to come down and help out. But we get this thing going every year, and there are businesses that come in, major employers in the state that do collections across their employees and pickup truckloads of food that comes to us, which is incredible. And the volunteers will cheer, and everybody's jumping up and down. And that means a lot to us. But what also means a lot to us is the family that shows up with 2 kids and gives 2 or 3 cans to their kids and shows them what giving is all about. And they hand the 2 or 3 things, and the conversation every year is the same. It's, we're sorry we couldn't do more. And I always say, no one can do everything, but everyone can do something.
That's, well, first, I do want to say, Raylene says awesome. And
Thanks,
Heather Slayton says, you may only be there for 3 or 4 days, but you work for a very long time to get ready.
Yeah.
And Raylene also mentions that it's incredibly frightening that many people are affected in just Barre City alone.
Yeah.
I want to back up on what you were just talking about, those people that come and that's all they can give. Mm-hmm. And as a religious organization, certainly makes me think of the parable of the widow's mite.
Sure.
And for folks that don't know what that is Jesus was talking about how a rich person came into the temple and gave a bag of money and walked away talking about how wonderful his amount of money was that he gave. And then a widow came in and she dropped 1 mite into the coffer, and she walked away. And Jesus said that she gave more than he did.
Yeah.
And it was proportional because she didn't have the money. And that story is very similar to that.
It is, and I have to tell you, I'm not really a real emotional kind of guy, but after about 4 days of, everybody's got a story who stops by, and we hear from women who have 3 or 4 kids now and are married 20 years who come back and say, when I had my first 1 or 2 children and, my husband and I were struggling, we relied on the food pantry, and I'm just here to pay back. I'm just here to continue the goodwill, and so you go on this emotional roller coaster over the 4 days. Now, as far as getting ready for the event, we start in August for the event. In November. It takes about 3 months to put it together. And we have fantastic partners. The National Life Group is our presenting sponsor this year. They have helped us with some of the expenses this year that we've never ever had traditionally. And that is we've entered the digital ad space to try and reach people, just because we've been around for 24 years, and if we want to be around for 24 more, it's kind of obvious that that's the direction that we need to go. But we have a great broadcast partner in Star 92.9. Every single thing other than the digital ads that we're running that makes Pack the Pantry work is donated by a caring community business in our area. And,
let me tell you, one caring community business just made a comment.
Yep.
And it says, we at 802 Scoop will be shouting out as much as we can possibly.
Oh, we appreciate
when
that.
we can.
Yeah.
And Raylene says that our mics are your mics.
Oh, great. Well, we invite you to come down and not only have your mics pick up some stuff, but we invite you to come down and bring your cameras, because it is all about that particular set of days, 3 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Wednesday is our setup day. It'll be Wednesday, the 19th of November. It takes us all day to get this compound built in the side parking lot of Market 32 by Price Chopper. There's a truck and a motorhome and all of these parking barriers and everything else that has to happen, and portable light towers. And, people always ask me, well, why a truck, and why so big and over the top? And the truth of the matter is we all could stand out on Main Street with a little sign that says, people are hungry, please donate some food. And a couple of people will donate. But when you stop traffic, okay, and you give people a goal, and you rally those people together to overcome that goal, with God's help, you do amazing things. And that's what this event is really, really all about. And to the folks who were my employers year one who said, get a U-Haul, don't do it. They found out really quickly. In 2015, we filled 2 trucks. And we raised $50,000 that year. So it is an incredible thing. And you know what? It's not just, hey, show up and drop off your cans. We have dignitaries and special visitors coming. We do each every year. When we set up, it's like the circus has come to town. This year on Friday night from I believe 5 to 7 on the 21st, the largest commute to Pack the Pantry in our history is going to happen. There is someone traveling to Pack the Pantry this year who is coming from farther away than even my right-hand guy, John Stacy, who now lives in Trinity, North Carolina, grew up here, flies home every year just to help out for this event. But there's a guy coming further than Trinity, North Carolina to attend this event, and he's coming all the way from the North Pole.
Ooh.
All right, and it's a long commute, but he's going to be there, and you're going to be able to, as I said, show kids what giving is all about. At the same time, get their picture taken with Santa Claus, and let them tell Santa Claus what they would like for Christmas a week before Thanksgiving. It all works together. It's all just another one of those tools in the tool bag to bring people to us. And then Saturday, I believe from noon to 2 or noon to 3, right as we're ending, hopefully. Of course, we don't end if the truck's not full. We have the 802 Ghostbusters coming, who are from Rutland, Vermont, and they have their Ecto Jeep, okay, which is...
Like a Jeep?
It is a Jeep.
Is it a Jeep or is it a Jeep?
No, it's a Jeep.
It's a Jeep.
A real Jeep.
It's a real Jeep, but it has the lights and Ghostbuster stuff across the top, like Ecto One, like the hearse that they drove in the movie.
It's a Jeep.
It is a Jeep. Yeah.
Like my Jeep?
Yes, like your Jeep. Yeah.
Okay.
And they also have the screen accurate Ghostbuster proton packs and costumes and everything else, and they're going to show up and help us load the truck.
Don't they have like a 500,000 year half-life?
I think so, yeah.
I think it's either 500,000 or 500 year.
And we don't have confirmation yet, but they're working on it. The New England garrison of the 501st, which is kind of the same idea, but it's the guys who have the screen accurate Star Wars Stormtrooper outfits have expressed some interest in coming as well. And so we're trying to...
It's up your alley, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's probably too young to remember the Ghostbusters.
No.
1984, Bill Murray, Dana
Well,
Aykroyd.
yeah, I saw the movie, but well after 1984.
Raylene does say, absolutely, we will be there. I donate every year,
Yep.
and it's not the holidays unless I do. This year, we'll add a live interview.
Yeah, that'd be great. That would be great. We welcome everybody to come down and because it is a community effort. I mean, it is. You get the volunteers and you get, for many years the event ran in conjunction. One of our partners was the Vermont Army National Guard. And we had Vermont Guardsmen at it every year. And we used to do a thing called the Get Off Your Can Tour, where we went to some of the outlying towns where the Salvation Army provides emergency food service, to like Northfield and to Stowe, Waterbury, Hardwick. And every day we took a Humvee and we sat up in front of a grocery store and filled the Humvee and did a 3-hour broadcast, right? With 2 radio stations. And so, all of those folks who were with us for many years in the National Guard, they're no longer guardsmen. Some of them are, but some of them are retired and moved on and everything else. Still come back every year to help. They still come back to volunteer. They still come back to donate. And we have become kind of this great big family that just grows larger and larger every year. But when I say a circus comes to town, that's really the idea. And we're really excited about this year. And, one of the things that we want to get people thinking about now is we have something called a collection kit, okay? And that collection kit is a PDF download. And it has a letter that you can distribute to coworkers and friends. It has signage that you can use to decorate your donation boxes. It has posters that you can hang up. It even has tips on making your collection at work, at church, or at school successful. And if you go to packthepantryvt.com, packthepantryvt.com, we want you to download and print that PDF document, and you're off to the races, collecting at work, at church, at school. You know what? We make it real easy for you to start a can collection. And, you at work, you have 10, 15 coworkers, wherever you may work. And, hey, guys, tomorrow let's all just bring in a couple of cans for Pack the Pantry. It's really great. It's a really great way to get it out there. We also have a digital online red kettle that's specifically for Pack the Pantry, and that's at packthepantryvt.com as well. You can click on that and make a monetary donation right there if you don't want to deal with cans and all of that other stuff. But with the way that the Salvation Army purchases the food that they purchase, every dollar that's donated, we actually turn it into like $7 because of the way that we buy food and whom we buy food from and all of those kind of other things.
So I wanna touch on that just a bit. One, packthepantryvt.com.
Yep.
And I just dropped the link for everyone for them to be able to click after the show.
There you go.
So let's talk about the whole money versus giving product, right? Because you have the ability to leverage those funds. Is it better for cash products or physical products? Cash is always best.
Cash is great. And again, I just told you we could turn $1 into $7.
Yep.
And I'm sure the Army would
Appreciate that.
really love that. But I don't want to be sitting in front of that truck till June. Okay?
Unless it's
Although,
being filled with cash.
My wife right now is running around going, just give cash. Just
give
give
cash. Well, you can always bring the cash up to the truck.
You can. We have red kettles there. Those signature red kettles that you see during the holidays. We have those set up at the event, and we take checks as well and cash. And the only thing that we ask is if you're going to write out a check that you write it out to the Salvation Army, and in the memo line you put "Pack the Pantry" so that we can ensure that it goes for feeding purposes in our area.
Nice. And there is on Pack the Pantry a QR code.
Correct.
That allows you to do donations.
Yes.
I'm looking here. I don't see the line.
If you just click on the QR code, it should take you to it.
Oh, you're right.
There you
It
go.
does. And you can just click on the QR code and it will bring you right to the donation section.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me that. So for folks that are listening, after
The Barre beat.
you go to that website and you can donate there by clicking on the QR code. And if I just read, it does say, make a donation via Q or the link provided by clicking the QR code. If I just read the instructions. But,
It's okay.
Standard me. I don't read the instructions. Amy Gennard says, I bring cans every year and I love Reunited with John Stacy.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
And Raylene tells me to let go of the Jeep thing. And to Raylene, I can just say, whatever.
When I have had enough after, I'm not getting any younger. I don't think any of us are. I'm guessing that John Stacy's kind of going to be the guy. He's kind of been my right-hand guy for many, many years. We have a unique relationship. We say the most horrendous things and insult each other all day long, but it comes from a place of love.
I do like those relationships are great.
And
You can insult.
he's like a brother to me, and an uglier, heavier, dumber brother. But anyway, no, just kidding.
Are you? No.
But I couldn't do it without him. But he's not the only guy. I mean, there's Tanis and Ashley and Brittany, and there's so many people behind the scenes that show up to help. Jim Severance, who of course has a big radio history in our town, and
Yep.
we shared an office for 20 years up on the hill. And he comes back each and every year. And Randy LaPrade, who also is another radio guy, comes back each and every year. They all come back, and all I have to, I put the thing together, but once we get there, I got all kinds of hands helping, and I'm so thankful for that. And they make it happen. They do. I just talk. That's what I do. But they do a great job each and every year, and it seems surreal to think that we're 24 years into this thing. I mean, that's a long time.
That is a long time.
It's a long time. Yeah.
Very long time. Not,
Comparatively,
long.
not really.
So next year's our 25th anniversary. And Styx is coming. No, I'm kidding. No.
Oh man.
Are those? Are they still?
Styx is still performing. Yeah, they're still out there. Yeah.
So I have to ask you, now that we've got this taken care of. So you did DJing at night? Is that correct?
Here in town?
Yeah.
No, I was the program director of Work FM and Frank FM and did Morning Drive.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask if.
And later in my career, near the end, I moved to Afternoon Drive because I got sick of getting up at 3:30 in the morning.
Okay.
'Cause
So you
that's
didn't give
awful.
me my CD then.
Probably not.
That's okay.
Probably not.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Back in the day when you could win CDs by calling in and guessing the song that was
Right.
being played.
Yeah. Yeah,
with
none of
like
that happens
3
anymore.
chords. No, it's like wicked sad.
Yeah, it
we
is.
should do that here, Raylene. We should do that here.
Yeah.
We should play like 3 seconds of a clip, and then tell people to guess what it is, and we'll give them a CD.
Name that tune. Yep.
That'd be a fun little.
And then the person that wins would be like, "What the do I do with a CD?"
Where do
Now
I put
time for
this?
Turn It or Burn It with Michael Booten.
Heather goes, the most beautiful bromance between you and John.
Yeah, well, he's a Dallas Cowboys fan. I mean,
Is that a good or bad thing?
that's not a good thing.
It's not.
No.
See, and I shouldn't be saying things like this because now all the Dallas Cowboy fans in the area are like, I'm not taking him anything.
Oh, is that Green Bay?
Yep.
What is that?
Yeah, they just lost today. Don't talk about it.
Is that
My
also
team's on a
football?
bye. I'm
Is that
doing
also
this-
football?
That is football,
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
Eagles.
See,
fan.
I'm a
I don't
Philadelphia
get
Eagles
into
fan.
the whole like sports arguments
Yeah.
because I just don't know. I mean,
That's okay.
the fact that I know that. Well, I know the Dallas Cowboys because
They have
I mean,
cheerleaders.
they have cheerleaders. That's the only reason why I know about them. And, you know, I don't, there's the Cowboys and then like Green Bay Packers because of cheese.
Yep.
And I know the Bengals and the Steelers are like super not friendly because my previous manager liked the Bengals and Chris Marshall likes the Steelers who worked for her with me. And the Ohio team,
Ohio
Buckeyes,
State Buckeyes.
the Buckeyes don't
We just
like
beat my
the
Penn State
Wolverines.
Nittany Lions.
Yeah, that was
Right?
rough.
Is it the Wolverines that they don't like?
Yeah,
And I know
then
that
Penn
because
State.
my former pastor was a big Buckeyes fan, and I mischievously, he was promoting how he's had this big old exciting announcement during church service. I'm like, I got this big thing, blah blah blah. And we go to his house for an ice cream sundae thingy, and he's like, a grill cover, a Buckeye grill cover. So what me and a couple of the deacons hashed out was how to steal that grill cover
There you
and
go.
replace it
Yeah.
with a
With a Michigan one.
one.
Yeah.
And that was a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
You want to blow his mind?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the Steagles?
No. What's the Steagles? Do you know
During-
what the,
during-
wait a minute. Because he's obviously a football fan, so what's the Steagles?
I'm not sure.
All right.
During World War II, because of the draft, they actually combined the Philadelphia Eagles and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they played as the Steagles.
Oh, I did not know that. Heather did want to let us know, though, that the Pats won tonight.
Pats did win today, yes.
I just realized that some people record that,
Right.
and that
I may have blown it.
I may have blown it, and I do apologize for. Like, wait a minute, hold up.
It's like giving away the
anybody's
end of the
watching
Friends.
Barry.
I was just gonna say it's like giving away the first episode of Seinfeld, I guess.
Sorry about that,
Oh
folks.
gosh.
If you could work with Exile, you could give vinyl. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
that is true.
But
Vinyl's making a comeback.
yeah, it is. It is making a comeback.
Yeah.
CDs are not. But you know what's not making a comeback? the music industry in general. Because let's be very honest. And this may get you into some trouble. And as a representative of the Salvation Army, you probably shouldn't get involved in this. But what is the best 2 decades for music? Dun, 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 dun,
70s
dun,
and 80s?
Dun, dun. I'll take it. I was thinking 80s and 90s. But yeah, it's all good. 80s.
Kind of hard to argue with Led Zeppelin, Queen,
Yeah.
Kiss,
Okay. Yeah.
all of that stuff, and then you add into that. I'm a hairband guy, so I'm a Def Leppard, Warrant, Cinderella, all of those bands from the '90s or the '80s that took off, Motley Crue, all of that stuff, and so I can tell you, as a guy who programmed radio stations for 35 years and worked with record reps from Universal all the way on down, why the record industry is done, why it's over.
Is it because the RRAP?
No, it's because the record industry as a whole fought the MP3.
Yes.
And they did not have a business model for it. And they fought it till it was too late. And once that genie was out of the bottle, there was no putting it back in. But the record labels notoriously have always been crooks. Okay?
Valid.
I just take you back, and this may not be your cup of tea. In the early 90s, TLC, the girl hip-hop group, Go Chasing Waterfalls. There you go, yeah.
Stick to the
They had an album
rivers
called
and the
Crazy
lakes that
Sexy
you used
Cool.
to.
Okay?
Yes, Crazy Sexy
It
Cool.
was the #1 album of the year. And they went on tour. And when you go on tour, the record label fronts your tour. They pay for everything, okay? And then they charge that off as the tour goes on, as your record sales come up. At the end of the year, TLC had the #1 album in the country, had this massively successful tour, and ended up owing their record company money.
Oh.
Okay? I don't know what the current figures are, but most artists up until about 10 years ago earned about 6 to 8 cents off the sale of every album. And Madonna at the time had the best deal. She was getting like 21 cents on every album.
So is that the reason why TLC created the song Scrubs?
Yeah. So that's why you see all these artists fighting with the record, like Prince before he passed away.
Yeah.
Notorious for fighting with his label, because they signed artists into these deals
And screwed them.
where them making any money is dependent on them releasing 4 or 5 platinum charting albums. And maybe you only have 1 album in the tank. Maybe that's all you've got. And so a lot of artists end up owing their record label money. It's actually quite sad. Now, then there's Taylor Swift, okay, who I'm pretty
Never
sure
listened to a single one of her songs.
I'm pretty sure she has more money than Elon Musk right now, because it's just this phenomenon.
You're not a Swiftie, Michael?
I'm not a Swiftie. So when I think of Shake It Off, I think of Shake
Is that
It
one of
Off.
hers?
I think
I don't know.
Shake It Off. I think it's called Shake It Off,
Shake It
right?
Off. It sounds right.
Yeah.
And all I can think of when I hear that, it's like Shake It Off.
Yeah, I'm more of an AC/DC Kiss
Same. Yep.
kind of guy.
Was that the Cars, right? Shake It Up.
Shake It Up.
That's what I was thinking
Rick
of the
Ocasek.
Tomb. Shake It Up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what Shake It Off. I haven't heard. I could not pick out a single one of her songs if you forced me to.
Well,
Because you know what? music isn't good now. It was
It's
good.
not.
It used to be much better.
It's
I'm just
and
gonna
you know
say
what?
that.
If you ever want to,
Name one song in the last 10 years that will rival a song like My Heart Will Go On. Yeah, crickets. Crickets. Name one song, folks. Maybe Lady Gaga, because she knows how to get it done. I mean, Lady Gaga has done a pretty phenomenal job, but I mean, when you think of My Heart Will Go On, you think of, the Titanic, and it all just like crumbles in, and you don't get that. Yeah, I mean, even with Lady
no
Gaga
matter how many
stuff.
times you see the movie, the boat still sinks at the end. Just
That is very true. That is true. We should.
You
we
just
should.
gave away the ending, guy. Come on.
sorry,
People record that.
I blew it.
It's like the Pats game. Don't tell people that.
All right, so we probably should let folks know what's coming up in the week. First off, thank you, Michael.
Yes, you're welcome.
TJ, we really appreciate that.
November 20th, 21st, 22nd. Market 32 by Price Chopper, next to our Market 32 by Price Chopper, the side lot there. You'll see us. Please come down and make a donation. Download that collection kit at packthepantryvt.com. And I thank you guys so much for your time tonight.
Absolutely, and 802 Scoop will definitely be there.
We appreciate it.
We do have some housekeeping to do. We have to
Sure.
remind folks, and this is a good reminder for you too, because you live in Barre.
Yeah.
So this Tuesday is the voting for the TIF bond vote, and for the garage bond vote, and for the CCVC, Central Vermont Career Center, bond vote. So that's Tuesday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Barre Auditorium for Barre City. And it's my understanding for Barre Town, it will be the high school, or not the high school, but the elementary school.
Pretty sure we vote in the gym.
I'm not sure where it is in other parts of the district, so I would highly recommend reaching out to your city clerk. On tomorrow, we do have a school board meeting. The school board meeting, we will be discussing selections for the community members on committees. Several people have requested to be on the committees for finance and for facilities. We'll be going through that, and we'll have to go through some first readings of policies that the reasonable computer, internet, and use, network use, firearms, and first reading policy, student attendance, and we will also be doing a board assessment. And we'll be also talking about the budget guidance for the superintendent as we go into the budget season. For city council, which it's a new time, which will be on Wednesday, the manager they'll be authorized to offer $15,000 allocation for Adopt a Storm Drain program, then appoint Fred Pond as the Barre City representative to the Regional Bike Share Pilot Program Steering Committee. Have a lot to say about the bike share program, but won't say it because I'll get into trouble. Approve a retroactive $5,000 allocation from the BRUSA to support SNAP benefits, which is on the consent agenda for children of Barre, which aligns with the BRUSA Trust. And there'll be an update on the implementation of the public conduct ordinance, so that will be very interesting. A discussion of the creation of the nuisance property ordinance, which I'm very intrigued with, and create the Neighborly Barre Committee, which is Hilgarten and Spalding. And then, of course, there'll be the flood resiliency maintenance update, riverbed maintenance. So strategic riverbed maintenance. Dredge, baby, dredge. TJ's like, not gonna say anything.
Well, is that for floodwaters? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. It's
Well,
it's basically it's strategic riverbed maintenance.
The past, well, I guess not this past summer, but the 2 prior summers, we got flooded in the same day, right? 2 years in a row. And by day, I was traveling across Vermont and New Hampshire visiting service units, and by night, I was in the North End delivering disaster relief foods to folks who were flooded out. And the Salvation Army did that here in town for a month and a half, during both instances, about 6 weeks. So, this particular food that we're raising for Pack the Pantry, that food is different. The Salvation Army has a completely different budget process and supply for disaster relief. What we have coming up here at Pack the Pantry is all 100% stays here, and it's for less fortunate families and folks. So
that's great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any additional comments? Liam, once again, we kind of left you in the...
It's good.
So sorry.
I know where I'm going to be November 20th.
You know where you're going to be?
Yep.
You can be down
You're gonna
helping.
I'm going to be down helping. Exactly.
there we
You're going to be
go.
watching the Ghostbusters?
I definitely have to be there for that.
I know.
That
I'm very interested in that. I want to see this Jeep.
There's pictures of it on their Facebook page, 802 Ghostbusters on Facebook.
802 Ghostbusters. Man, that sounds so familiar.
Yeah. I believe they've done the parade in Northfield a couple of times. I know they do the big Rutland parade every year, the Halloween parade in Rutland. But you can see I think they call it the Ecto JK1. That's what they call it.
Do you know why it's JK1?
I don't.
Because that's a JK model.
JK Jeep.
It's a JK Jeep.
There you go.
And I'm looking at it, and you are correct. It's like mine, so it's a JK.
It's a Jeep.
It's a Jeep, but it is a 4-door. And my guess is, the dirty little secret is, I bet you it's automatic.
Really?
I'm going.
Everything's automatic these days, though.
Hey, my Jeep ain't automatic.
All right, well.
Does your Jeep also have 200,000 miles on it?
No. I'm gonna drop.
Does your Jeep
the
need a new
link.
clutch?
No, my Jeep does not
asking.
need a new clutch. Okay.
I'm just asking.
I got it replaced because it needed one previously.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because it was a factory recall.
Okay.
Okay, but I will say that my clutch is very
That's what I
touchy.
would tell people.
On that note,
On that note,
We love you, Michael.
thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone, for watching the Barry Beat podcast. And we will see you next week. Make sure you pay attention to 802 Scoop. Thank you, and we'll see you later.